I can feel like 80 rats in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back, it's getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me. Put some bins all on your head like Jason Terry. Whoa.
Hello, listeners and viewers. This is the Faison View podcast. Let's get it. Episode 201. Episode 201. As you always know, we are repping Game Shift, baby. Game Shift. My boy taking it to a whole nother level, man. A whole nother level.
Shop, get a hat, $20.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yours truly. Handcrafted jewelry, handcrafted bracelets. Hey, the winter collection is out now.
Finally out now. The collection is finally out.
So it's up, man. So make sure that you go shop Color Power. Hey, 1CLRPOWER.com, 1CLRPOWER.com, man. So we got a good one in store for you, just like always. We just reached that milestone, episode 200. So, hey, the road to 300, here we come. So, what we have here today, of course, Ashanti versus Keyshia Cole. That's a legendary battle. Legendary battle. If you can't hear, you hear me playing that foolish in the background. Look here. I do not own rights to any of this music that's being played. I hope you know that. So, but let's get to it. Next, we had a Birkin PS5 talk. What's the issue, really? What's the issue? Then next, we have Hip Hop Police. Man, they locking down. Real rappers getting hit with fed charges and just being arrested, man. It's crazy out here. It's crazy out here. Y'all need to stay inside. Would you rather go bald completely on your head, or would you rather shave your eyebrows?
That's tough.
It's a tough one because
I know somebody
both make you look, but I mean, you know, you just never know. So let's get into it. Let's get into it, Hugh. Ashanti or Keyshia Cole, bro? You tell me.
I'm gonna go with Ashanti because I feel like she always had the bigger records, but for me, I don't really have much of a horse in this race because, like I wouldn't say I'm not fans of it, but I wouldn't say I was like huge fans of it enough for me to be like wilding out.
Right, like wilding out.
I do think Ashanti has the bigger records. Keyshia Cole was one of those. She was somebody who was she always kept the record, you know, that kept her consistent and kept her relevant and kept the fan base. And she had I think she had better album cuts. But Ashanti was like that person that was like she always had like a smash, even if it wasn't hers. She was always featured on a smash.
Yep, and she's written for a lot of great artists, and she's written for.
That's a tough one. I think it's gonna be a good one for sure.
It's gonna be a good one, and I'm the opposite of them. I have Keyshia Cole. Like Keyshia Cole music, I feel like her music resonates just a little bit more to the female audience and what she's talking about. Like I'm playing right now, "Sent from Heaven." Like I should have cheated. Like these are classic. These are classic songs that I feel like definitely relate to the woman. Ashanti related to the woman. Don't get it wrong. And they both came in very good areas of music with R&B is concerned. Because they definitely took over their realm of R&B when they came into that space. So it's really
Keyshia Cole do last night with Diddy?
Yes, she's done a lot. She's done a lot. She's done a lot. And I feel like Keyshia Cole is really slept on musically, like her sound, her voice. She reminds me of Monica. I don't know if it like she just always reminded me of Monica, but they both like legendary acts. Ashanti, I feel like Ashanti, she can easily win it too, just like Hugh said, based off of the smash hits. But like every versus, it's about the chronological order and the order in which you put your songs. Because
gotta do your homework.
You gotta do your homework. Because if Keyshia Cole come out swinging, Ashanti's gonna try. Ashanti has to come with her bigger hits because it's a hit for hit battle. That's all it is. It's a hit for hit battle. Anybody can win. So that's my pick right there. I definitely got Keyshia Cole. What's your favorite Ashanti song?
Foolish.
Foolish is classic. I feel like that's the best flip.
Yeah, I love that beat because I was always a fan of that version of One More Chance.
Yep.
So when I heard that, it was like same thing for me.
I feel like that's one of the best flips of that Becky track. I feel like that's one of the best flips. Foolish and Unfoolish. She definitely has hits. And also with Ashanti's catalog, y'all gonna really get to see and put some respect on Ja Rule's name. Like Ja Rule, if he was really to enter a versus, I don't know who will really
Ja could do a versus.
give him a problem, honestly. Because I wanted Ja Rule and Nelly at first, just based off of the type of music they were making at the time, and they they were kind of Drake before Drake in the type of music in the realm they were making. Not so much as like how Drake got it sold in R&B, but like those records just hit off different. My favorite Ashanti probably song is like definitely probably What's Love, and that's featuring Ja Rule. What's Love?
Yeah, that's everybody's
dude. Yeah. I mean, but she has a lot.
She got a couple of them joints. Her and Ja, Always on Time. The Put It On Me joint. Yeah, it's gonna be.
Hey, look, I don't know.
Yeah, Saturday gonna be lit for sure. Especially for the ladies, man.
Yeah,
Fellas, I might want to watch
ladies.
out, man.
But definitely for the ladies. I mean, not really, because Brandy and Monica, they set another record too, and like
That's
I
what
feel
I'm
like
saying. The fellas, when y'all watching y'all joint with y'all lady, man, just
oh
let
yeah,
her get her stuff off, man.
You better let her get her stuff off.
Let her get it off, man.
Oh yeah, and then people don't understand that Missy Elliott has a huge impact on Keyshia Cole, and also like the production. We gonna get to see the production and who's really behind it, such as Missy Elliott, Timbaland, and who's Ashanti.
Kanye did a couple Keyshia joints.
Absolutely, and this one of my favorite Keyshia Cole songs, probably Heaven Sent or this. Heaven Sent is, I don't know, like Foolish. I don't think it can be Heaven Sent, because Heaven Sent.
Really?
Yeah, I know Foolish is one of Ashanti's greatest records, of course. I just feel like that personally because it's more so, it's hitting to the gospel side too. You know what I'm saying? Heaven Sent is talking about the whole realm of everything. So it's like, Keyshia Cole, she went to another level with that song, honestly, because it was hitting different genres of music.
Okay.
Yeah, and within that. So that's one of my favorite tracks too.
Who they got for Missy?
Nobody got. Hey, that's the first. Oh no,
for Missy?
I know who they got for Missy, but this is gonna be a tough one. It's either I have two options for Missy if she was to do it. Busta Rhymes in the realm of like creativity, the song selections. I definitely feel like that's a perfect matchup, and also Pharrell. Pharrell is a giant, but Missy is a giant.
Yeah.
I don't know. Neptune's.
But I only want to see
amazing.
the Neptune versus Kanye. That's just me. I only want to see that.
He wants to see that because of production wise and musically wise, but
because I feel like they're the same, and one inspired the other. Like they're both guys that can play not only other records that they made, but they also have their own smash hits. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, that's why I don't want to put. That's why I don't like the Kanye versus Drake thing. I feel like I feel like it's unfair to Drake because Kanye can play a song like H to the Izzo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's not fair.
It's still not fair. It's still not fair, but Drake has a good enough catalog to still go by radar.
Right.
But to your point, Kanye is like kind of like an alien. I don't even think, if you want to be real, I don't know if anybody can be Kanye, bro. Even me being my favorite artist being Drake, because like you said, he can pull from a producing.
But that's why the only person they really can take Kanye is
not
P.
really. He can't, because he don't
P.
have the musical background. I'm talking about in a rapping standpoint. Pharrell has
He was an R&B singer.
Pharrell has rapped as an artist, but not on the
I know, but I'm saying
registration.
Pharrell, like
college dropout.
Listen, man.
Graduation. I do research
in my mind, the album is a classic.
Oh, it's a classic.
Can I have it like that?
Yeah.
Front end? Oh my gosh.
But we talking about Kanye, bro.
I know, but I'm just saying Pharrell got joints.
Oh yeah, Pharrell is an icon legend. I'm just talking about Kanye because Kanye, I just feel like
Kanye has more of his own joints than Pharrell has.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And it's like, if he plays that and plays and producing stuff, it's like it's no.
Pharrell would have to play more production stuff.
Honestly, and you about to like Jay-Z can't even be Kanye to me because guess why? Because he can play his produced songs with Hov. So it's like
that would cancel out.
But no, you can't cancel that out. Yeah, I mean in a sense it can, but also he's basically like, well, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I did produce this, so it gives a point more so to Kanye. But in a rap standpoint,
Jay got other bags. Jay can get into a Just Blaze bag. He can get into a Timbaland bag.
He can get into so many bags. It's so many ways. And just like you saying,
but we're naming people that aren't probably going to do a versus.
They can't, but
I don't think they're going to show up.
But we didn't think Snoop Dogg and DMX. We didn't think a lot of these, bro. I'm gonna after Gucci Mane and Jeezy, everything's off table, bro. Like everybody has to do it, bro. It's no excuse, bro. I don't even care. The only person I say is Drake because of the little Swiss situation. Other than that, everybody's on the table.
Yeah.
Like even Hov, like I think even Beyonce and Hov, I don't even think they're not obliged to it. I feel like it has to be a certain setting. It has to be
I
something.
think it's the timing thing.
Yeah, and it has to be it has to be perfect. And like you said, timing.
Because a lot of the people that they've gotten have, I'm not gonna say they're not doing nothing, but then with quarantine, I'm sure they're a whole lot less busy than Beyonce, Jay-Z. Jay-Z's out here fighting for freaking prison reform. You know what I'm saying? He might not have the time to sit down and do a versus with people. You know what I'm saying?
You right.
It's stuff like there's a timing thing too, and stuff like that.
And Hugh, I'm glad that we spoke about that because we was having a discussion a debate about this the other day, in which some of our friends, not some, just two, and one over there being one, saying that J-Lo could be Ashanti in the verses, and I was flipping out. Flipping out is that a word?
I can see why he said that.
I can see why he's saying it too, but. I'm not, yeah, exactly. You know, bro. You know why? Because
I don't want to speak ill.
No, because J-Lo is a legend. She is an icon.
Yeah,
she's an icon, and if you're talking about the entertainment realm, she's bigger than Ashanti. But we're talking about this music thing, bro. We're not, like, I'm just being real. It's not even close. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Like, she's a bigger artist because she does multiple things. She can dance. She's an entertainer. She can sing. She does multiple things.
I could go into a whole list of reasons why J-Lo became J-Lo, but I don't.
Right,
It sounds like slander. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying?
We're not going there.
Shout out to J-Lo.
This definitely shout out to J-Lo. Love J-Lo. But that's why I was telling them. But that's why I was telling them. You like J-Lo's look, even though Ashanti's beautiful, but J-Lo's look is really with Jenny from the Block. That type of aura, her look, it was like kind of like a Halle Berry. It was just like they were like Nia Longs. They were just one of those cut from those elk where it's just like a infatuation about them. So she grew a fan base like really off the infatuation
and
of
her dancing ability.
And her dancing ability, that's what she came in the game with. So I just feel like I don't feel like that's a proper a versus or thing.
They would have to do her. They would have to do J-Lo versus Shakira. That would make
sense. That would make sense. And Keyshia, and I was always saying Keyshia.
And that versus is not for me.
Exactly.
I would watch to support the culture, but like I wouldn't have a horse in that race. Like
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And Keyshia Cole and Ashanti just a perfect matchup. So hey, he has Ashanti, I have Keyshia Cole, but it's we still teetering because it can go either way.
Yeah.
So on to the next. I don't even understand. They're still rocking. But yeah, Birkin or PS5, what's the issue? And I'm not saying or like as in like you choose one. I'm just saying, honestly, what's the issue? We are so focused on materialistic things, Hugh. Like honestly, we're so fixated on perception and what has to be. Because you have a $200,000+ bag that helps. No, it can go higher. Yes, $20,000 at the minimum and $200,000 at the max, depending on how fly it is and stuff like that. But it's like, why give this to someone? I'm not trying to say or justify anybody's situation because if you got it and if you want your woman to have that, then that's on you. Go for it. That's no problem at all. But what I'm saying is that we hear the Birkin conversation and things around it and talking about what a man can afford and things of that nature, and then you see on the other flip side of things, it's like a frustration about the PS5 too. Like I just feel like overall to cancel both out, we need to stop thinking about materialistic things and talking. Let's start talking about investing. Let's talking about doing something else with our money that can really elevate us. And the difference, what I was trying to tell some of my peers is like, the PS5, it does multiple things. I'm not justifying it or not, because I'm not just playing games all day, but it can be used more. It can be used for other things. People don't understand the game system is not just used for just playing games.
We're way past that.
And then it's just like the Birkin, it's just a bag. It's not. It doesn't hold any value to you after you just keep using it and using it and using it.
And you're gonna pick a different bag.
And you're gonna pick a different bag, with a different outfit. So it's like that value and that investment could be invested in something else, or that can be invested with something that you want to do with business.
And one costs way significantly less than the other.
So it's like it was just like I'm just tired of the talks of like, oh well, I won't pay for a PS5 for you. You can get it yourself. Like you grown, you this and that and the third. But it's like also it becomes an issue. It's a problem. Like that's it's problematic. And with materialistic things, we just so focused on the perception of what other people thinks about us. Like honestly, you know, you have these celebrities like we spoke about before on this platform. They talk about the Birkins, they talk about how much it is, that's and that. But guess what? They have their own things going for them. So at the end of the day, you can't judge upon anybody else, but you definitely have to think for thyself, because I feel like with this Birkin conversation, it's causing other problems in different households, bro. It really is. And it's causing problems in different households because it's like, well, if I'm not worth this, then I don't think we should be together type thing. Or if you don't feel like I should appreciate, you don't appreciate me enough to give me certain things, this relationship is not worth it. And these are the conversations that are being had current day. So what do you feel about it? Like what's the issue with this?
I mean, I got a couple of different points on this.
Do tell, bro.
But one, I definitely do think, I mean, as somebody who likes material things, like I like Jordans, I like gold, and I like stuff like that. And of course, I like PlayStation 5. I make video games. I'm looking to make games for the PlayStation 5. I'm very excited for the opportunity to make games for that system one day. So, we can't put too much emphasis in material things, because you can't take them with you at the end of the day. And they're not that important to the point where if your house is on fire, you wouldn't go back and grab them. You know what I'm saying? I grab my dogs before I go grab my PS5. 100%. But from one, it's like there's no knocking anyone that wants to have one. Because I remember I was watching one podcast and people were coming from men like, I don't understand grown men that want to play video games and want a PS5. It's like, there's nothing wrong with a man wanting a PS5. One, the PS5 does multiple things, like you said. Two, it's a way of escape. Video games bring joy to people, and they've always been a way of escape, for all ages. And it's something, that's the reason why I want to make them. I want to bring that to people. I want to bring that same joy that video games and PlayStation brought for me. So you don't want to look down on somebody that wants to have that, and so there's that. And there's the same thing on the other side. You don't want to look down upon somebody that wants a Birkin bag, because being attractive is something that's important to women. I personally I don't think I want a woman that doesn't care about her looks. I'm not saying they have to, everything has to be your looks, but you do want a woman that does care about her looks. And that's what women do. Women care about their looks. They care about their hair, their nails, their makeup, the same way we care about having our hair cut. So having a nice bag is important to them. So there's nothing wrong with them wanting a bag. Even if it does cost a ridiculous amount of money. But if you can afford it and she wants the bag and it'll make her happy, get her the bag. But at the same time, we gotta stop putting so much into both these things. Like, it shouldn't be to a point where, people are getting robbed for a PlayStation 5. It shouldn't be to a point where jokers is selling them for $1,000. Exactly. Fam, they're not sneakers. They're coming back. Exactly. Like, they're going to restock the PS5 until a PS6 comes out. You know what I'm saying? Like, with Jordans, like, when they're gone, they're gone, and you don't know when they're coming back, and you gotta just get them resale. The PS5 is going to come back. They're going, especially with Christmas, they're going to restock. They are going to restock this game system until they make a new one. I promise you that. They will never stop making PS5s until they make a PS6. And even then, they'll still make PS5s. The only PlayStation that's probably out of production right now is the PS2 and the PS3. Even right now, they're still making 4s. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to, that's ridiculous to have to do all that to resell it. And for people that's buying, that's ridiculous, man. Just wait. But y'all so focused on saying you have it now to impress somebody that you don't even know. Now, I get the excitement. I wish I had a PS5 right now, because there are games that have come out that I want to play, but I can wait. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going anywhere. I'll get it when I can get it, and I'll play the game, and the game will still be enjoyable. And the same thing for the bag, it's like, don't put something because we had a whole conversation on the podcast about how you got women who think just because a man can't buy them a Birkin, he's no good. Like, what? I'm like, come on, man. Like, there's way more things that a man can show you that he values you besides just getting you a Birkin bag. And it's like, I get it. Like, if you're, because most famous folks, especially, African Americans, they come from a place where they couldn't afford stuff like that. So it's like, me, when I finally make money, I'm going to enjoy being able to buy a Lamborghini, because I couldn't buy a Lamborghini at first, and now I can. So there's always that excitement, but it shouldn't rule your world.
And I'm glad you brought that up too, because even though, and that's a great point, and that's one of the biggest problems within our community. When we get money, we're so oppressed from it. We're so oppressed. We want to buy everything out instead of understanding that when you get to a certain place in life, it's all about saving and building wealth. That's how you become wealthy. Like, I feel like that's the reason why you see a lot of rich people, but you don't see a lot of wealthy people. Yeah, these wealthy people, they don't really care about their appearance. Not saying appearance like they don't care, but they don't care about their appearance as much, based off the fact that they want to save money. It's certain things. Just because you are rich doesn't mean spend it all, or you have wealth doesn't mean spend it all. You only become richer by doing things the smart way. And we don't talk about, and that's what I'm saying. We having the conversation about materialistic things, but when we need to be having conversations about financial literacy, like we don't. When these conversations come up, you see which one takes control of the room and takes control of what's going on. And I feel like that shouldn't be the case at all times. Yeah. We're sitting there talking about, Birkin PS5 because this is a discussion that, is definitely present, but also we should be talking about, how can we invest? How can we invest back into our people and give back? Like, we should be having different conversations that are gonna level the plight of our black people. And that's just what it is, because when we get to a certain level, when we get to a certain limit, we just feel like, we just gotta spend it all, we gotta do it all. No, it's about being smart, investing back in your community, investing back in yourself, investing back in your woman, investing back into anything that you want to invest in. But that word right there, invest, needs to be more profound in our community.
And for the invest junkies out there, man, like, don't look down upon folks who don't think like you, because if you see I've seen things like people who talk about how they want a PS5, and then here comes somebody that invests and say, why you want that? So they put like, fam, like, there's nothing wrong with him wanting that. You don't have to come in and rain on his parade because he wants a PS5. Mm-hmm. Like, it's the time and the place to invest. And everybody may not, and unfortunately, everybody may not think like that. So it's just like, who am I to come in and say what you should be doing with your money? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it would be smarter to invest, but you definitely don't want to come in and rain on somebody's parade. Like, material things is cool, man, but it can't be cool to a point where, it becomes the worldwide debate.
You can't let it control you.
You're valuing it more
that's what's really about. Like, that's what it is all about. The word control.
Facts.
We cannot allow ourselves to be controlled by anything. And this social media era is showing you that we are programmed and we are controlled to look at our phones, to open apps, to open these things. It is a stimulating thing in our mind. You know what I'm saying? But we have to break these realms and find out ways where we're investing in ourselves. So when we open these phones, man, these are our apps that we're opening.
Somebody gave me $20K right now, I'm putting it into the game.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Even if I had a girlfriend, so I'm not buying you a Birkin.
The conversation just needs to be shifted.
But I would buy a PS5. That's only $500 out of like $20,000.
Exactly. So
this makes one.
It just needs to be a conversation shifted from materialistic things. Like, we just can't always focus on that. So on to the next, man. Hip hop police, man. These rappers are getting locked up on Fed cases, RICOs. All I can say is prayers to all these rappers, man. But guess what? At the end of the day, you are being watched, and you need to be mindful of the things that you're putting out there. If you're showing your money, if you're DMing, you are a public figure. They are watching you. At the end of the day, they're cracking down. They really don't want to see you win, especially they don't want to see you win when you're flaunting money, flaunting guns, and doing all these other extraordinary things on social media platforms for attention. I feel like it is very, very important to have privacy, and that's what a lot of people don't respect or know nowadays. Everything has to be public. Everything has to be publicized and talked about. And this is the reason why I want to talk about this, and this disgusts me because I didn't want to have to bring his name up. But Vlad is a Fed. He's been a Fed. And it's a problem because you guys who are being interviewed by Vlad, at the end of the day, if it's a money thing or whatever it is, just know that you are a part of the problem too. You get on there and talk about snitching, about other people doing these certain things and certain acts on Vlad, when you are part of the problem. You're sat down with this man who is interrogating you, and you're asking all these questions openly. You know what that reminds me of, you? First 48. When you get in the room, in the interrogation room, oh, what happened to John John? Oh, well, I wasn't with John John. But you just told me that you was with. So, like, you get in the room and just start telling him all.
Yeah, man.
And I felt like he's benefiting, and he's been doing this and been culture vulturing.
Yeah, Vlad is not for the culture, man.
He's not for the culture, and I don't understand why these rappers and these entertainers continue to talk to him, knowing what he is doing to our community. He's nothing but pushing us back in our community. I've seen multiple people who have come on Vlad and talked about their truths and talked about past things and ended up in jail or ended up going the wrong way. So it's like, why do we keep on? And that's my problem too, Hugh. We're so focused on getting in these rooms or being in these rooms with these Caucasian folks or people of different ethnicity, instead of coming together on our own or having talks with our own. All these entertainers and rappers and stuff like that we've seen on Vlad, at the end of the day, it's been an issue. It's like, it's crazy because you don't see all these rappers, entertainers, or all these people showcasing their music or whatever they have to promote on these black platforms or these black podcasts or these podcasts that can really be taken to a whole nother level. But we want to talk to the culture roaster who's culture appropriating art.
Y'all want to talk to Adam 22.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to talk to Adam 22 and No Jumper. I don't really have that much problem with No Jumper, but at the end of the day, he's not really a part of our culture. He's sitting down talking to us and talking.
He's sitting down talking to freaking.
He's doing his research.
Like, what's short name that tried to put out Trey songs and whatnot.
Oh yeah, but at the end of the day, like I don't even know, but it's just like we continue to go into these rooms and want different results. You can't go into these rooms and want different results because they are not for us at the end of the day. That's just like how we sit here and talk about the music industry. Like we would stand behind like, oh well, this label's doing good for me, this label doing good for me, and then a year later, bro, you out of your deal, you don't have your masters, you don't have anything to show for it. Like, we have to start creating our own space in our own rooms for our own people. Yes, it may be harder, easier said than done, but at the end of the day, when is it going to start happening? Just like we were talking about the Grammys, when are we going to stop trying to look for, look for answers or look for justification or anything from other parties other than ourselves when we run the world, bro, off our influence. So it's just disgusting.
Prayers to Cash, says innocent. Prayers to Cass and prayers to G Herbo. I don't know what he did is true, but if he did, that's wild. Right, and those are two crazy cases. You gotta find a way to stay out of that stuff, man. Hov always, Hov's biggest thing was truth with his music. It's like, I'm always gonna give you my truth, whether and that comes with him growing up. His truth changed because you're not gonna get the Hov that was in the streets, because I'm 36 now. I'm not in the streets anymore. It's not my truth. Mm-hmm. But his biggest thing was, like, that lifestyle is addicting. Mm-hmm. Like, that lifestyle of crime is very addicting. It's that rush, it's that feeling that the game gives you, whether it be selling drugs or doing whatever. And it might sound like I remember when Kodak Side missed hitting licks. That might sound ignorant to somebody else, but for somebody who was in that environment and has done that, they probably understand that, because there's a certain rush and feeling that's addicting that comes with that. And you got to find a way to find more value and break that, and find more value in what you're doing now. Realize that's better, because people like Jay. Yeah, because people like Jay. He still has like friends that are from that cloth and are still in that life, but even they respect him enough to stay away from him. Because they understand that that's not good for him, and he stays away from them. So it's like, so there's that aspect of it too. Man, stop talking to Vlad. I understand that there's a hierarchy when it comes to the media. Certain you won't see certain people on certain platforms based on who they are. You'll never see, as long as she continues to be where she's at, you're not going to see Megan Thee Stallion on Vlad. You're only going to see her on Hot 97, or eventually you'll see her with Zane Lowe, or you'll see her on Power. Like, you're only gonna see her on Power 105, and she just did SNL. She gets even bigger. You'll see her on Stephen Colbert. You know what I'm saying? So there's a hierarchy for certain artists. Like like cash for him coming in again. I understand that the only person you probably can get an interview with is a Vlad or Adam 22 because they're on that bottom level, and that's probably all you can get right now until you climb up. But even with that, you gotta say no, man. You just gotta say no. You gotta say no. Think about all the people that said no to 6ix9ine. You gotta think about it like that. We'll respect you, especially if you come from that era. Like, stay away from Black. He's not for the culture. He's a culture vulture.
And that's crazy.
He's the
too,
feds,
dude.
man.
And that's crazy.
You know
that the thing is crazy, Hugh, as well. A lot of these people that came on to Vlad and had things to say about 6ix9ine, you're just as in the wrong. You're just as in the wrong. Not saying that of that magnitude at all, because what he did is on some whole other level stuff. Yeah. But I'm saying you have to look at yourself in the mirror, because this man is really basically saying that he's willing to give up the information that he has about you to the whole world and just release that. And you are the part of the problem because you are allowing that to happen. So you're walking into a room knowingly that this can backfire, and you're still answering these questions.
And it's not like you don't know. There's mad examples of it, man. Like,
mad examples of it.
Don't sit down with Vlad. That's all I got to say on this.
And
don't sit down with Vlad.
And it's been going on for years now. Yeah. So and it's just now hitting the head of where people starting to really understand that, oh well, cancel that. No, he's a culture vulture. In the story. Like, in the story, he doesn't deserve any credit for what he's doing right now. Any credit, because it's people of our skin color that are getting in trouble. So at the end of the day, y'all need to really just be smart and wise up, man. Like, wise up. Like, I don't care what the value. I can be. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything like that, or because we don't know anybody's situations. But that all money's not good money. Point blank, period. And I'm not sure that if he pays for them the interview or anything like that. But in a general sense, all money is not exposure, good money. Like you just said, all exposure is not good exposure. Point blank, period. So
I don't care if I was a rapper that's got no type of criminal record. I wouldn't sit down with Vlad just off principle of him being a culture vulture. Like, I could be the most innocent rapper in the world rapping about Christ. I'm not sitting down.
And then it goes against what everybody's sitting there talking about. You sitting there rapping about snitches and all this other things, and lo and behold,
don't sit down.
Vlad is a fed, and y'all are sitting here.
Definitely a fed.
Y'all are sitting here continuously going back and forth with this man. What are you gaining out of this, man? You're not really gaining anything out of it. All business is not good business. So let's get it. Would you rather go bald on the top of your dome or shave your eyebrows? Sheesh. I feel like this is an amazing question, but look here, first and foremost, the whole look of you is based off of your eyebrows. People don't really understand that or know that. Cut off one and see how you look then. I mean, I understand you losing your hair, but one thing about hair, it will always grow back, and just like your eyebrows, it will grow back. But
you can hide the baldness.
You can hide. Yeah, I'm about to say, but you can hide
your. Just got no eyebrows.
You can hide the shiny. You know what I'm saying, with the hat. But them eyebrows, man, that's a tough one. That is a tough one. I would just
rather go bald, man. I asked him, one of my homies, he's got both. He doesn't. He looks alright. You know, his reasoning for it is like he's got like alopecia, so it's not like it ain't his fault. But he like, the thing about it, he looks right. Like, certain people, they look okay bald, like Morris Chestnut or like Damon Wayans. Like, there are certain people who, or Michael Jordan, who look like he's one of those guys.
Right, correct.
He can pull off bald.
The image, yes.
So I don't think I can pull off a no eyebrow look. I don't think and I ain't gonna try.
Yeah.
I don't want, and I can always wear a hat if I go bald. You know what I'm saying? I can always throw a hoodie on.
I'm going straight bald.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I like this question too, because it's definitely going to pose a good question to the women audience out there.
Fact. Make sure y'all put y'all thoughts in the comments, man.
Absolutely.
Because I struggled with this one. I was like, I don't know.
Definitely, because I know women, they love their eyebrows and they love their hair. Definitely, man. Hey, another episode in the books, episode 201. We already out here Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Man, love you guys, man. I love you guys. Keep supporting listeners and subscribers. Make sure you subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. Like the Faison You podcast, we going on a different level. We're going on a different level. Episode 200 was just, hey, we looking for 3, we looking for 4, we looking for 5. Consistency is the goal here. Consistency is important, and that's what we had to practice just in general. Not in all the communities, not just in black communities, just in general, consistency will take you far. So, man, much love to you guys. And before we go, make sure you go shop Game Shift. Please go shop Game Shift. And please go shop Color Power. We out here, man. Much love.